This is Cormac Kinney. He's the founder of Diamond Standard. They are creating a standardized diamond commodity that's transacted on the blockchain. And Cormac's innovations have been cited in nearly 4,000 US patents. He founded 4 startups that have been acquired by public companies and has been a quant finance pioneer, inventing heat maps and managing $500 million for large funds, Tudor and Millennium. So there are other digital assets beyond just Bitcoin. Can you first speak a little bit about why blockchain as a base layer is important for a digital asset, and then tell us more specifically about Diamond Standard?
Well, the blockchain enables this reliable ledger to publicly keep track of who owns what transactions have been made, make sure there's no double spending. And that's essential in digital assets because you may think you own it, but the blockchain is the fact. And we've taken that and applied it to a physical asset, which is the Diamond Standard is the first fungible diamond commodity. We produce a physical coin and bar. Looks like these are the bars that we've just launched, where every commodity we produce has the same total scarcity of diamonds. So it's just like a gold bar. There's one global price. We solved a challenging computer science problem, which is how do you make this fungible? And we did that by using the blockchain, tracking the provenance of a large number of diamonds. And we created a regulated diamond exchange where we source all these diamonds with a transparent bid. We're the first and only market maker in the world for diamonds, where we bid literally every day on 16 million different types of diamonds, and able to provide these bars with a standard content where we raise our bids to whatever degree is necessary to do that. The end result is, yes, it's physical. People, it's good for ETFs, for institutional investors, for individual investors. But what's interesting to the panel is that each Diamond Standard bar contains a wireless encryption chip that's built in, and that chip stores a blockchain token. And if you trade the token, you've traded the diamonds. And the blockchain provides that both the transparency and the ledger to prove that the asset is fair. It's absolutely verifiable by anybody, and that's only possible with the blockchain. What's interesting is, as a digital asset, this is physical. It is a token. It can be attached to any blockchain, and now physically asset back any type of smart contract with a store of wealth that can be delivered and decentralized. And it's interesting. It's never existed before.
So, Cormac, one of the things I really like about what you and your team have built is you've got 2 chunks of that. We've got an asset class that couldn't have existed without blockchain.
Correct.
You've got, if we back up in the process, at some point those diamonds were sitting in the ground somewhere. We can bring that supply chain on. Many parties, often across many jurisdictions, many countries. There's a long process that happens, and we can prove where those came from. So in the event we wanted to prove they were responsibly sourced and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
We can have the attestations from the individuals who touched that and say, I did this here, and I did this, and I handed off, and so on and so forth. And you have multiple parties who all agree, yes, I agree, XYZ party did this.
Yeah, adoption's the key, and it's interesting, all these structures that have been being built, and it was interesting for us because more than 90% of our initial orders have come from institutions that haven't owned a single digital asset, and the majority are from multi-trillion-dollar investment managers and lots of ETFs also. So we happen to show up at the right time with a small step, which is a physical commodity. For a lot of our institutional clients, it's kind of funny. They're buying the physical commodity and getting the digital asset for free. A digital investor mentioned to me, a digital asset fund, they mentioned that they were looking at it in the opposite way. They were buying a digital asset and getting diamonds for free. But now that that infrastructure is there with the custody and the exchanges, and our tokens are compatible with all of these platforms that were built with the expectation that someday institutional investors will trade in Bitcoin, we have now a investable new asset class that benefits from that entire infrastructure.
Cormac, likewise, what are you seeing on the demand front from institutions? If there are numbers or names you can share, or
Yeah, well, it's been very gratifying. We only launched a week ago. We've as you know, we have a lot of institutional investors in the equity of the company also that helped us to. With pre-orders, we now have several hundred million in pre-orders. We can't actually launch. We've chosen to be regulated, and our tokens and our exchange are both regulated by the Bermuda Monetary Authority. So we can't actually transact for about one more week. But those orders have come from 19 ETFs have approved our commodity. It's a position in an ETF, so it doesn't need regulatory approval from the SEC as if it was a one-product ETF. As I mentioned, multiple trillion-dollar plus asset managers. And as I also said, for most of them, it's their very first and only digital asset, and we think it's kind of the opening up the window for lots more things to come in once we now need to have a custodian for this position in a ETF that's publicly traded. So that creates the demand for the services of a Fidelity from a very large public institution.
quick, what's exciting to you right now in, say, 2 or 3 words about the next, say, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? Cormac.
Well, to follow on with what he was mentioning, we're also revolutionizing the diamond industry. We've brought transparency, liquidity.
Few words. We got 15 seconds. We need to go through the whole panel. So, okay, revolutionary diamond industry. Terrence.
I think a new capital formation process.
I think innovations around cryptography.
I'm excited for the existing asset classes that we're bringing novelty to, and new investors will have access.
Great. There you have it. So Cormac, Terrence, Michael, Jared, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.